Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Reborn Podcast. A special day, a special show with a special guest with us. We have the Managing Director of LifeCell International, Mr. Mayur Abhaya. Hello, sir. Welcome to Reborn Podcast.
Thank you. Appreciate you hosting me.
Well, thank you so much. Now, Mayur Abhaya is the Managing Director of LifeCell Internationals. Apart from this, what shaped you as a person?
I was born into a family, which is been running enterprises for a longer time. My father, was a first generation entrepreneur, has set up a company right after college, a pharmaceutical company, which makes these ingredients which go into the capsules, drugs, tablets, and grew that to a very successful enterprise which makes about 100 plus products, exports across the world, quality at the very early stage. With that kind of a background, you see how not just healthcare makes an impact, but also entrepreneurship also makes an impact.
Right.
And father was a very tough taskman, would be very demanding, and also he was very active, not just at work, but also from a society perspective. So being around him, seeing around him itself was so inspiring. So that was probably the one that shaped me so much.
Absolutely. Now, let's get back to the beginning. You're the Managing Director of LifeCell. What came up to your mind before continuing with the process of LifeCell or shaping up the brand?
LifeCell plays an important role in the parental mind because this is something that they want to do the best for their unborn child. They want to welcome the baby, with the best possible ways. They start thinking and preparing in so many different ways. And preserving the child's umbilical cord is one such way because it helps provide, in a way, a biological insurance. Because should the child ever have a medical condition, which requires a stem cell transplant, they don't need to go searching for a donor. What LifeCell does is helps provide a very high chance, more than a 98% chance of finding a matching stem cell donor for an Indian origin patient. So that's the problem that we help solve for, which can provide another chance at life.
Right. So stem cell banking is still being aware about this thing. At that time, when you started off with the company, the awareness was not at this level, actually. How did that thing came up to your mind to go ahead with the flow for LifeCell, and how did you approach people for stem cell banking?
So I have done my undergraduation in biotechnology. There was always an ambition, to grow the family enterprise from a pharmaceutical business to the next generation technologies, hopefully a biotechnology-led enterprise. 2004, when I was expecting my first baby, one of the options that came up was, why don't you consider stem cell banking? It was not available in India at that point. We contacted a company in Florida. And they said, you could ship your baby samples out there for preservation. But we being entrepreneurial, said, why don't we actually do the opposite? So we licensed the technology. Thankfully, we had 6 months plus of time. But within that time, it was a scramble. We had to get the first licensing. We had to get the people. We had to get the infrastructure. We had to get the consumables. But all of this was managed within a record period of time, so that we could launch it just in time when my child was born. So that's how the origin of how LifeCell started out and ventured into cord blood banking.
So where was the first branch established of LifeCell?
LifeCell set up its headquarters in Chennai. That's where the central processing lab is, where all the samples from across the country come in and get preserved. These samples are also additionally stored at another location, which is in Gurgaon. So it helps us provide the risk management for samples because these samples can't be recreated again. The child is only born once.
Right.
So it helps provide that ability to ensure that there is a supply whenever required.
So in how many states at this point of time
Today,
LifeCell
today
exists?
LifeCell is present across the country, 200 plus cities,
Wow, beautiful.
across 10,000 plus gynecologists who have done collections for cord blood across 3,000 plus hospitals. So that's the kind of network. Today, happy to share that more than 500,000 parents have stored their baby stem cells with us.
Right. So approaching people, especially for the sales department, is a bit difficult task. How do they go and approach? I mean, basically convincing people is really a difficult task. What is to be done to make awareness on a larger scale?
Interestingly, half the inquiries actually start online. The parents do a lot of googling during pregnancy, so that's when they stumble upon an option of stem cell banking. That's when they reach out to us. Thankfully, LifeCell has its presence in the hospital, in the OPD, the waiting rooms, where parents at least visit 6 or 7 times, minimum, during their pregnancy period. So they pick up on LifeCell even at the physical centers. And then, they mature this conversation over a call, or even we have physical representatives who can do a detailing to the parents at their convenience, at home, and help provide the guidance that is required to make that decision. So we have
Right.
about, a team of 400 plus people across the country who helps provide the education the parents need.
Is it only about stem cell banking, or there are other departments as well which are really on the focus?
LifeCell's, focus has been expanding on a continuous basis. We started out as a stem cell bank, but we started offering additional preventive healthcare services. For example, what we offer is genomic testing. So helps provide decisions at critical life stages. So,
Could you please elaborate the testing which you just
uh,
mentioned?
in a pregnancy, in a scan on the ultrasound, if the doctor finds any abnormal results, they want to be pretty sure, before they make a clinical decision whether to continue with the pregnancy or not. And that's when they would do an investigation using genetic testing, which helps, takes the sample of the DNA of the baby and then provide the answer. Is there any condition that the child may have inherited from the parents, which could be life threatening or could be limiting in any way? So we help provide, we the largest provider of that test in the country. Uh, if a child is admitted after birth into a neonatal intensive care unit, probably about one third of the babies don't get diagnosed correctly, which could lead to delayed treatment or in fact wrong treatment, which could cause serious harm. So a genetic test, because a child can be born with probably 4,000 plus conditions at birth, which are genetic in origin. We help identify that condition. So largest provider of genetic tests in the country. So we've offered these genetic tests also as a preventive. Can be done in time. It can help provide a better start for the babies in life.
I was also going through the LifeCell brochure, and over there I found about IVF. I also found about skincare products. So, do these things are on the rise at this point of time, keeping the of the nation in mind? So, is LifeCell focusing on that as well?
Sure. I mean, we our mission is to leverage the most advanced technologies possible and bring it into useful applications that will help families. So,
Right.
for example, how we do it in pregnancy and newborns, we also do it at the fertility stage, where during IVF, you create multiple embryos and then you need to choose which is the best embryo to transfer. So that decision on which is the best embryo to select, you can do it with genetics. So
Right.
you take a small sample of the embryo, do a DNA test, and then we help prioritize which is the best embryo for transfer. Likewise, skincare was a similar mission in mind to help provide better start for children, because what we found is the umbilical cord blood, the cord blood that is on day zero, the child is born with. Unfortunately, that blood, which is supposed to be pure, sometimes contains 200 plus toxins. and which are harmful for the baby's growth and development. And that's when we took it up as a mission that we need to stop this, because this is probably coming from what the mother is applying on her body, as a cosmetic, and that's traveling into the bloodstream into the baby. So we launched a mission to launch the country's first EWG certified skincare brand, which EWG stands for as the Environmental Working Group, a body globally which has toxicologists, chemical scientists, pediatricians, dermatologists, which help ensure that none of the chemicals of concern are there in a cosmetic. So a clean beauty product for the baby. That's what we've created at LifeCell. Even more importantly, what we've done is created the country's first lab-grown skin using stem cells. And that helps to do all the testing that is required to bring a high-quality product to market, where we can prove not only is it safe, but also can prove that it works as expected.
I was series of LifeCell, and I found it also focused treatment of specialized chemotherapy, and there are other things as well, which is also associated with LifeCell. Is that it?
LifeCell is not a treatment provider like a hospital, but LifeCell is a service provider to the hospitals. We help provide diagnostic testing for cancer patients, so all the genetic tests that is required for disease detection, disease monitoring, even treatment selection, which is the best drug to be used for personalized for that particular patient. We help provide answers for all of that, but not directly treating patients.
The one who is absolutely new to LifeCell, what message from your end will go to that person who has just started listening about LifeCell?
LifeCell is a company that utilizes all the body's innate potential, inner potential, in terms of cells, genes, tissues, and utilizes them in various ways to help provide either diagnosis or help provide a treatment that can help improve the body's recovery or help even extend life. That's what we do.
Yeah, and at the same time, these days, as we take a look at the market, the other companies are competing with LifeCell. This competition is on the rise. So, what made LifeCell go beyond their excellence and to compete with the market and to stay astray?
LifeCell has ensured that we, bring innovation to play. A lot of companies have, which has started out as a cord blood bank, have continued to remain as a cord blood bank. LifeCell has progressed beyond that. There are companies who are pure play diagnostic companies, but would have not set up a cord blood bank. There are companies which are doing therapeutics, manufacturing of medicines, but would have not done other things. So in a way, LifeCell has taken up very difficult challenges, using stem cells, genomics. In fact, even now we're using robotics and AI.
Wow.
Right.
How is AI and robots helping in the process of testing and LifeCell?
Thanks for asking that. I mean, one of the things that is done in an IVF lab is where an embryologist looks through a microscope, sees the sperm on one side, sees the egg on the other side, and then puts them together to create an embryo.
Right.
What we're doing is now using AI and robotics, both put together. We're using a camera vision. You can see the whole field, what would embryologists see on a microscope, they could see on a computer screen. And they could click on the sperm of interest. The robot will go pick up that particular sperm. They click which is the egg that they want it to be infused into. It'll go grab that egg. It'll have mechanics to go the right insemination without breaking the egg and putting it together. And then the vision also ensures the growth of the embryo from a single cell to 2 to 6 to 8 to 16. The entire journey can also be tracked and help provide which is the best embryo, from a growth perspective that would be preferred for a transfer.
I just need to know your views on the utilization of AI, artificial intelligence. What do you think about the utilization of AI? Is it gonna be beneficial to mankind, or is it gonna make people lose their jobs.
Right. So any new
Since
technology always comes with displacement. It has its own adoption. Clearly, there is a role of improvement to society. That's what technology should be used for. There are so many applications, like I spoke about, even in the field that we see in embryology. It can clearly transform the way that work is being done, make it better, make it faster, make it cheaper. It means, yes, less work to be done for humans from a effort perspective, but that time that gets saved, I think humans are creative enough, to reimagine themselves. So the pace at which this is probably happening, means there could be some period of adjustment. Could be a tough adjustment, but I'm sure we'll adapt and move on.
absolutely, recently LifeCell Lab has launched in Asansol, West Bengal. It was previously vendored through an organization named Koshal Infocare. Now LifeCell has its own lab in Asansol. Now, how is it beneficial to mankind? I mean, the people of Asansol.
LifeCell has been expanding its laboratory network across the country, providing not just genetic tests, which are done in our central lab in Chennai, but also now doing routine blood workups, which need results to be turned around within 4 or 6 hours. With a local lab in Asansol, we can help provide those quick answers also, while the specialized test may still will need to go to Chennai. So if you need to monitor, from a preventive health checkup, an annual health checkup to be done, or an investigation if you're sick, the doctor needs to write up some tests, to give results to help provide what's the plan of treatment. We help provide those answers.
What is your vision for the next decade? As Mayur Abhaya, as a person and the managing director of LifeCell, what are your views and vision for the next decade?
I've now been 17 years plus at LifeCell, and been fully associated with that single thing. We've continued to do so many innovations, so therefore I didn't have to start new enterprises because there's so much enterprise work that we're doing within LifeCell. I've continued to be excited about the technologies and the new things that we can do to continuously create impact. We believe, LifeCell can grow another tenfold. We've just started our expansion internationally. Now LifeCell has a subsidiary in the US. We've started more than half the revenue now, in fact, comes outside of India for LifeCell.
Wow.
So we're quite excited about what more we can do going
So
forward.
are you planning on to capture the entire globe?
We are well positioned in the field of cells, genes, and tissues. India is the world's largest birthing country. So think about it from the supply side. The amount of tissue that we can access to, nobody can do it better than India. And the cost position that we enjoy in India, it's far better than the most of the countries globally. So high quality, given all of that together, cost, quality, and supply, we believe that LifeCell will be a leading provider of these specialized tissues products across the world.
Now, different countries have different sort of responses. Like it began from India. The people of India respond differently compared to the people of other nations. How do you find the distribution or the carry forward of LifeCell or the establishment of the company in various countries across the globe?
Right. We're not going to be, fighting to create the demand side. We're actually going to be servicing the demand that is already there. Like, we've launched in the US. The demand was already there. 100 plus suppliers are already available in the US. But we come in as a high quality, high volume supplier, which helps provide a better product to the market. Similarly, we're expanding our positions across the world, including Europe, Japan to begin with, and then go further into the Middle East and other countries in the world.
Absolutely. It was so nice to share things about you. Now, about Reborn, since it's Reborn podcast, Reborn Child Development Center is a center where we treat autistic children, where we treat them. There are various children in this organization who have come up with autism. Now they are absolutely cured and they can resemble any other children and compete with them. They have that capability because of our therapists and experts of Reborn. How do you see Reborn from your perspective?
I was very happy to visit the Reborn Center in Asansol, a very large center, 6,000 plus square feet center with
We also have branches
centers
in
across. Yeah.
Durgapur,
Yeah.
Dhanbad, and we are about to set up new branches in Kiridi, Bardhaman, and lastly Kolkata. And slowly and slowly, by the end of next year, we are planning to spread across the country. So, how do
Brilliant.
you,
My best wishes. Very happy. Organizations like you should scale. The kind of impact that you're having is immense. And I would definitely, as part of LifeCell, would like to see you grow and provide all the support and encouragement that I can, to help ensure this happens. Best
it was
wishes.
really nice having a conversation with you. For the new parents, what message from your end would you like to give to the newly married couples about LifeCell?
Is an immense responsibility apart from having a great moment in life, where there's so much forward to look forward to. Consider LifeCell as part of that journey to help ensure that your child has the best start in life. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. See you in the next episode.